Welcome guys to a brand new video on solo leveling Arise. In today's video, I want to go ahead and show you guys a couple of amazing teams, like honestly the best teams in this game. Now obviously this game wants you to focus on mono specific teams, and that is something you definitely want to do as well, but right now we can't really create a mono specific team because the game doesn't give you a lot of characters with that specific element. However, the way the game wants you to play this game is having one breaker, one supporter, and one damage dealer. That's how the game wants you to play in terms of your team building. So I'm going to be going over a couple of teams that I recommend you guys to use. Now of course you need to change the teams depending on the type of elemental advantage is available. There's a couple of characters you can actually change in the team and can actually still elevate the team to be absolutely top tier and absolutely broken. So first of all, let's go over to managing team over here, where we're going to be taking a look at the characters. But as you can see, I am very close to reaching 300k. That is going to be insane. I think my count is pretty decent. The only thing I need to improve on is my SSR weapons, and if I could get a 4-star or 3-star on some of the most OP SSR weapons, I will be at a very good spot. Anyways, going over to the hunter section over here, this is a team I actually previously showcased on one of my videos, and I do like this team, honestly. Actually, let's quickly show you how I actually run a team. I do like this team. I think this team is missing a little bit more supportive capability, because Emma only provides you guys with a little bit of support capability, but she does have great supportive AoE damage, which is what we want, especially when we're clearing content with a lot of mobs. She is the best mob clearer in the game. Like, the AoE coverage with her first skill is nutty, absolutely insane. And then with Seo over here, she provides you guys with a little bit of a shield that isn't that tanky, but it does protect you for one hit, which is fine. And it can also give you well, if the enemy hits you whilst you have a shield, you won't get staggered, which is very helpful as well, especially when you're trying to use your skills. And as well as the damage is actually really insane. Now the way I have built my Seo also makes her a little bit of a support character as well. Now usually the only way you get support from Seo is from her shield, but it doesn't increase your damage. However, if you're running this Guardian set, you can actually make her a support character as well. It says when a team member, including the user, activates a shield, it increases their individual damage dealt by 10%. So she gives the team members a shield, and they also increase the damage they deal by 10% for 10 seconds. Now you can actually stack this multiple times. Now as far you can try and stack this as much as possible using this basic skill, but I think the maximum I'm able to stack was like 2 stacks, and that's like a 20% increase in your damage. But she gives that to Char-Hain, sorry, and that allows Char-Hain to deal insane amount of damage as well. So if you have your Seo built that way, you can, or Saw, sorry, I need to know how to say her name properly. If you're built Saw that way, you can actually utilize her as a support character, and this team will actually work extremely well. But if you don't have the Guardian set on her, then you might not really want to use Seo, or you might want to switch Emma depending on what you want at that point. If you're going against bosses, you don't really need Emma at that point, because she's usually there for mob clearing, but she does have supportive buffing capability, but it's not that insane. So you could technically switch her out and put Min instead and have a good team like this. But before I carry on with the video, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more content on solo leveling Arise. If you guys don't want to miss out on future content on the game, please subscribe, and please, if you guys enjoy this video, support the channel by clicking the like button. We have 3 goals in this at the end of May we need to achieve, which is get at least 20 supporters on the Netmarble content creator page. I will have the link to this in the comment section and in description. The second goal is to reach 16k subscribers by the end of May, and you guys have been helping me out because I see a lot of you guys subscribing. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, hey, subscribe. We have more content on solo leveling Arise. And then the third one is to achieve 50 likes in every single one of our videos moving up to May, to the end of May. We want 50 likes on every single one of our videos, so please support the channel. Anyways, carrying on, this is a really good team as well. So Seo with the only thing I don't like, actually no, if I was to use Seo, it would be like this. Start off with Min. Min is absolutely the best buffer in this game. Absolutely, because he provides you with buffing capability plus debuff capability plus a little bit of a heal as well. His heal isn't insane, his heal is kind of garbage, but it is still a heal at the end of the day. So Min, honestly, in any single team you build, you can literally use Min. There is no doubt about that. Now in this team, you're focusing solely on Min applying that debuff plus the buff as well. The only issue with starting like this is the fact that Min's buff might not last onto Char-Hain's section. So you might actually want to go like this first of all. So we start off with Seo. She applies the shield, she applies damage, she gives you a 10% buff, but then you switch over to Min. The issue now is like 10% buff is being given to, actually no, it's fine, that's fine actually, that's fine, because the shield doesn't actually expire until you get hit, so that's fine. So Min will still have the shield up, you get 10% boost in his damage. It doesn't really matter though, because that's not what we want. He applies the debuff, he applies the buff with his ultimate as well. Switch over to Charhain, where she will still have the shield, and she should still have the damage increase. Actually, she might not, because it's 10 seconds. Within 10 seconds of your rotations, are you going to reach Charhain and she still has the buff? I am not sure. That's where the issue lies with Seo's 10% buff. But it doesn't really matter if you can't get that 10% buff to work, because you still have a shield that Charhain can capitalize on, because Charhain is going to be moving about. Her second skill kind of locks her in place. A shield will be very, very helpful. And yeah, a decent team, but I actually prefer using my Emma team, because like it just works better for me. I have a little bit of a buff from Emma plus great AoE coverage. I already showed you guys the gameplay for this team. It's nutty. Then I switch over to Seo and I have the shield. Switch over to Charhain, get that 10% buff, increase my damage plus a shield, and overall I get a little bit of buff from Emma as well. That is really, really good. Now, of course, this game wants you to run specific mono teams, but right now, again, the teams that you can build is kind of limited. So for the dark team, yes, we have a full coverage right now. We have a main DPS, we have a supporter, and then we have a breaker. But honestly, that is not a good team. Lim in that team is ruining that team, I can't lie. So if I go over to here, I'm trying to build a mono specific dark team, or a team that focuses more on dark damage. I'm sorry, but Lim just doesn't offer much, in my opinion. We need a better breaker. Not really a better breaker, but like breaker that does better supportive capabilities plus more damage. Because Lim is core damage is completely locked behind his ultimate, and I don't really like that for this team, especially when you really want to be on. Yeah, I don't really like that. So we're gonna just change that. We could add Min in here. Yes, light and dark, kind of weird. So how, actually no, we can't like add Min in here. We can't do that. We add Seo instead actually. So this team works because Libora, she does increase the damage of dark types by 10% when they are in the enchantment circle that she deploys over here. Now, it's not that insane, but at the same time, pretty good. But you have to stay in that circle, which is a little bit iffy if the bosses are moving around. And then Beck being the main like damage dealer, but at the same time, Seo is also a support DPS that can offer as much damage as possible as well, especially if you built her up amazingly well. Now Seo is one of the best support characters for Beck, because Beck is losing a bunch of damage. He's going to be giving a debuff to himself in terms of taking more damage. That shield will come in absolutely helpful. So you can actually start like this. They apply the charm from her, debuff the opponent, add the circle, quickly switch over to Seo, do a couple of combos, get the shield, switch over to him, and then you can out DPS. Use him as your main DPS, switch back and do the full rotation again. So this is actually a pretty decent team right here that you can run as well. Okay, so Lights team, honestly, you can build a full Lights team. Like, there is no issue with building a full Lights team right now. I think this is actually one of the best teams in the game. So let me show you right now. Where's Charhain? There she is. So this is actually a really good team. You have Beck, best breaker in the game, plus he also has a debuff ability which decreases defense by 20%, but it's for 10 seconds. So I think you might have to do like this to actually capitalize on that 10% decrease in opponent's defense. And then you also have Min over here. The only issue is when you finally use Min's thingy, let's see, to the entire team for 12 seconds, you want to make sure it's really tight. The moment you use Min's ultimate, you basically want to switch straight into Beck, use the skill as fast as possible, switch back into her, so you can actually still get a bunch of the buffs from Min as well. And then Charhain, your main DPS, you stay on field more with her. You get Min with the heals, Beck with the, well, Min with the heals debuff slash buff as well, and then Beck with the debuff plus break damage as well, plus Charhain just straight DPS and everything. However, honestly, you could, again, for a stage where it's like focus on lights, you don't really need to run this team, honestly. Like, you could just run a double breaker. So you can actually run a double breaker as well. I usually like running a double breaker. That's why you always see me run Emma and Seo at the same time, because it's really good. Having double breakers allows you to break the boss faster, and then having Charhain as your main DPS is just nutty. So again, a really good team you can go ahead and build. Now for the win team, if you want to use this guy as your main win type character, again, you are going to need a breaker, so you can use her. And then honestly, Charhain works in any team. The DPS she provides is just nutty. As long as there's no debuff on the light damage, Charhain can literally be on every single team. There's no issue with that. Even if she doesn't get that 50% extra buff, her DPS still matters. Her DPS still outputs insane amount. So for this team, I was focusing on win type. I wouldn't really use him, honestly. He's a good character, but I haven't built him up well, and I still would prefer staying on field with Charhain more. But hey, sorry, this is a I can't actually vouch for this team. Actually, I'm not going to talk about this team. Actually, let's not talk about win type characters in general. So yeah, that's some of the best teams. Oh, fire teams. I can't believe I forgot about this. So fire team is honestly, again, one of the best teams you could run in this game. So for the last one, it's literally up to you. So I use Emma. Emma buffs up Troy a lot, and Troy is like a burst DPS. You switch into him, it does a great amount of damage, and you can quickly switch out of him to another DPS that can stay on field more often, which is over here, Charhain. So this is actually a really good team over here. Or you can actually switch over to her as well, like I said. And then for this team, you could go like this. Now Troy also provides you guys a supportive capability or utility, because he can actually debuff the opponent by decreasing the target's defense by 15%, which is actually very, very useful. So really, really good over here. So I do like this team, especially when I have Charhain. This is honestly a really good team as well. So both of them will help Charhain a bit, but honestly, you can actually switch out Emma, and you can put like this, Troy in to put the defense down. Actually, no, he won't be able to put the defense down if he's up front, because he's only going to apply the skills. Yeah, he's not going to be there, so he has to be like right here. So you can switch into him, switch out, get a debuff down, get Charhain as well. There you go. My two favorite teams though, honestly, is when I can use Emma and Seo at the same time and just use Charhain, because this team just outputs a lot of DPS anyways. You don't really need a min in the team, but if you want to put min, you can. Now if you're going against Cerberus, I know you guys are wondering about Cerberus. This is also a good team for Cerberus right here. Or you can switch over to Beck, but I'm pretty sure not many people actually summoned for Beck, but this is also a good team for Beck. So for Cerberus, sorry. So yeah, let that be known. Let that be known. You can also use him as long as Seo is in that team for the Cerberus. It's fine. Now there's actually an SR character that I highly recommend, and that's her. She is insane. Once you dupe her up, since she is an SR unit, the break ability she has against Cerberus is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. This is a really good team for Cerberus as well. Break ability, freeze ability, absolutely insane. Really, really good. Now another SR unit that I recommend is her. If you dupe her up completely, she provides you guys with great supportive capability, because you technically don't need to run the destroyer set anymore. So if I go over to destroyer set, it basically allows you to ult faster. But with her, every time she uses her skills, let me quickly show you. When Heijin uses this skill, the team member's power gauge is refilled by 10%. So airball is basically, so this is wind share, air cutter, airball. If she's able to use all of that skills, trust me, you're refilling your power gauge a lot. And if you're using her with, actually, yeah, that's pretty much it actually. And then she can ult as well, which is really good. What else does she do for debuff? She applies for not debuff, sorry, for buffing. She applies a debuff immunity thingy. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There you go. So when she uses hair cutter, it removes debuffs from her and her party. So that's actually really good. Another good character you could use as a support character. So this will allow you to ult faster, basically. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Hopefully you guys like this video. Stay tuned for more content on solo leveling Arise. It's been your boy AC Gamer. Don't forget to like and subscribe and show support to the channel. It's been your boy AC Gamer, and I'm out.